So you're thinking about moving to Denver, Colorado, but you're not exactly sure what it has to offer or its overall vibe? Well, today in this video, since we got a little bit of snow this weekend, I decided let's go check out Ruby Hill. Very popular park here, just on the southwest side of Denver, and just wanted to kind of show you around, see all the activities that we got going on. And then after that, towards the end, stick around. We're actually going to jump into the computer so we can pop around the neighborhood, look at some properties that they have for sale here in Ruby Hill. And so with that, let's get after it right now. Now, if this is your first time to our channel, go ahead, hit subscribe, tap that bell. You'll be notified every week when we put out new content regarding living in Colorado, in Denver, and the surrounding areas. My name's Adam. My partner Wes and I, we get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you thinking about living in Colorado and the surrounding area. So feel free to reach out, send us a text, shoot us an email, give us a call. We love to help make a smooth move to the Mile High City. Now, as I mentioned, I'm here at Ruby Hill, and they've got a lot of things going on, one of which is the sledding hill. This is a huge park right here. You can see behind me, we've got a nice pavilion here for picnics in the summertime. It's just a wide open space. You got the mountains in the background there, you got the cityscape back there. And not only do they have a sledding hill here, they've recently just built an amphitheater, the Levitt Pavilion. So I'll highlight that once we get down over there. And you know, another thing that they just recently finished is a BMX park. So you can take your bike, mountain bike, or 20-inch, they call it a 20-inch BMX bike, on the trails. Obviously, since it's winter time with snow, probably not going to see a lot of bikes there, but we'll throw up some pictures so you can get an idea of what that looks like. So with that, I'm going to head over to this hill and see if we can check out some people having some fun. All right, so we're making our way over here to the sledding hill. We've actually got some snow blows set up. They're producing snow here as well for the people to have fun sledding down. You can see behind me they got the trailer, and you know, they put on free classes here too for bicycle education. So maybe the younger kids haven't learned how to ride a bike yet, you can sign up for free, bring them down, get some experience that way. So along with the sledding hill and the bike, we've got a park for the kids to play at wintertime or summertime. See a little girl using one of those old school kind of shovel things there. I remember playing with those when I was about that age. So good time here at Ruby Hill Park, whether there's sun or snow. So let's get on closer to these guys, see if we can see some people sledding down the hill. All right, so there's some action going on there, and just on the other side, you know, it might be hard to tell because it's all covered in snow, but this bike park is incredible. I mean, there are wall rides, huge jumps. I mean, you can come here and just have fun watching people hit these massive jumps. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Now, I mentioned we're gonna also jump in the computer and look at some houses that are for sale. And I want to tell you that it's a very popular area because we're kind of, I'll call it up and coming, right? The average price of living for homes in Colorado is about $550, $575 in terms of dollars. And in Ruby Hill, right now, the average median price is just at $500,000. For the most part, single family homes. And from what I've seen, most recently, your 2-bed, 1-bath, fully remodeled homes are going to be closer to that 500 price point, but also offers bigger homes, 4 beds, 2 baths, just above that $500,000 threshold. So hope you think that this place looks fun. I enjoyed it. I wish I would have brought my sled. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's okay. Looks like they're blowing some snow right behind us now, so they're gearing up. It's still kind of early in the season in terms of winter. So I just talked to these guys blowing snow, and they're actually setting it up because they're going to add some rails and jumps and little kickers for snowboards and skiers. So you can come here in the middle of the city, grab your board, grab your skis. You don't have to drive up the mountains to go down this hill and actually hit some jumps and rails. So that's going to be really cool. I'm excited that they're adding more and more features, more and more things to do here in the winter time, and it's all for free. That's the thing that's really great. So let's wrap it up here. We'll get inside where it's a little bit warmer. I'll throw my gloves on. The sun's starting to go down, but these people are still enjoying themselves, and probably will be for another hour or so before that sun fully sets behind the mountains. So I'll wrap it up here, and I'll see you in a second when we dive into the computer and take a look at the houses that are for sale right around Ruby Hill Park. Okay, so we've made it on into the computer, and we've got just kind of a zoomed out view of the Denver metro area. For those that may not have seen previous videos, we defined the Denver metro area kind of inside this, what I call the 470 bubble. This, what I just outlined, is E470. That's a toll road until you get to right here when it crosses over I-25. C470 takes us around the west side of town, and this isn't a toll road. So essentially, this is kind of a superficial, not set in stone sort of boundary that is the Denver metro area. So inside of this circle is what we consider the Denver metro area. And Ruby Hill is this park right there, southwest side of Denver, right along Santa Fe Boulevard. So if we wanted to zoom on in and get a better idea of the Ruby Hill neighborhood, we've got to the east, Overland Golf Course, Harvey Gulch is down here. That's a great park, another good park close to the Ruby Hill Park. Wash Park, another very popular park. And there's that Levitt Pavilion we've seen here. But before we look at some properties around here, take a look at some of these streets. You can see Mexico, Arkansas, Louisiana. It's still a grid system, however, instead of numbers going north and south. Once we get below Alameda, we're not doing numbers anymore. We're doing names of streets. You can see just north of Alameda. Here we go, first, second, third. So down here, still a grid system, but now we're talking about states, a lot of them: Mississippi, Arizona, Louisiana, Florida. So here we are back at Ruby Hill Park. I don't know, let's just drop right into one of these random streets here just so you can get an idea of what the neighborhood looks like. This is very typical of the area, looking at single-story, single-family homes built in the 50s, so not very big on square footage. Just typically speaking, 3-bed, 1-bath, or a 3-bed, 2-bath is what you'll generally find. Now, this image was captured December 2024. And that one there is under contract. So this is just kind of a random street that we picked. I would say this is a good illustration
of much of the neighborhood. Single family homes, 3 bed, 1 bath, 3 bed, 2 bath. Most of them don't have a garage. You can see there's a driveway, but no garage. Some of them, because there are bigger lots, may have built a garage on the property on the backside, but for the most part, you won't see them there. Now we got to the end of this street, and that's a nice little trail there. I think, is that Harvard Gulch Trail? Either way, another trail to jump on, ride the bikes. Oh, it switched over to springtime, so that's nice. Nice and green. Single family, single story, smaller homes here in Ruby Hill. And if we jump over to the home search map, there's 12 active listings right now, and the average listing price is $519,000. That's still way below the median or average list price for properties in the Denver metro area. In the last month, looks like we've got 2 sold at an average price of $426,000. So not too bad relative to the numbers for the Denver metro area. Looks like last year, this is between January and December, highest price sold was $520,000. So even though it's saying the average list price is $519,000, many of them aren't getting sold that high. And I think I see one here at $1.3 million. That's going to be our outlier. And that's an entire apartment building with, I believe, 4 or 6 units in there. That throws the numbers off. When you're looking at numbers, you can look at it 1,000 different ways, and sometimes it might tell you 1,000 different stories. So be aware of these outliers that might be skewing some numbers, like the average list price of $519. Because yes, that is an average list price, but the last 2 houses sold for an average of $426,000. With that said, I'm just gonna pick a random house here. This is a nice house built in 1955, completely remodeled. It is 1,000 square foot, and it's 3 bed, 1 1/4 bath, listed at $475,000. See another single family, single story home, no garage. Looks like we've did a little bit of updating out here to the facade. Looks a little modern with that wood paneling there. Inside, same thing. I would imagine that they took this thing all the way down to the studs, because there are no open kitchens like this in 1955. Looks great though. I like the dark cabinets. Might be quartz countertops. Nice wide plank hardwood floors. Somewhat of a small footprint for the kitchen, but I like that it opens up into the rest of the home here with an island, room for a dining room table, and lots of lighting. Typical 1950s fashion. Rooms aren't going to be huge. Closets won't be huge. Oh, and that's kind of nice. An ensuite bathroom. Not typical for the 50s. I like how the flooring's continued throughout the home. Looks like this is our 3/4 bath. Another bedroom. I mean, they've even updated these ceiling fans. So I would imagine they took this thing down to the studs. This is the bathroom that is connected to the primary bedroom. Second bedroom here. Huge backyard, central AC. Again, not a huge house. Not a lot of them will be in this neighborhood. Looks like there's a couple of them right around that price point, $474,900, so round up $475. That's one we just looked at there. $475, $470. Let's just look at this one here. $470,000. Just hit the market. It's early January in 2025. And this one just hit the market for $470,000. We're looking at 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,600 square feet, so quite a bit bigger than that last home for right around the same price. Let's take a look. And I wonder, based on these thumbnail pictures, it looks to be fairly new or updated inside. So for an extra 600 square feet, wow. Yeah, that's really bright, nice and airy. Wide plank floors again. Looks like it's just virtually staged here. But you can tell there's a lot of space, a lot of natural light. This one doesn't have the open concept like that first house we saw. Yeah, so here's the dining room. Somewhat of an open concept with the kitchen here. I'm guessing back this way is where the front door was, so you kind of turn the corner and walk into here. Still very nice. Looks to be remodeled maybe to the studs as well. I mean, those look like new cabinets. They might have taken a wall down here because this could be the hallway. This is the door, right? The front door. I could see a wall here where you'd have to walk down a hallway into the kitchen or go around to that room over there. But for 600 square feet more, I mean, I wonder if it's a basement. If it got a little mud room back here, that adds some square footage. Like the windows, it's nice and bright in here. Wow, that's a massive primary bedroom for this area. I mean, just the homes alone in the 50s, you didn't see these types of rooms with this much space. Very cool. This might have been an add-on. Maybe they converted the garage with the step down there. Hard to tell from the picture, but once you get in, probably be easier to determine. Yeah, I mean, updated bathrooms. They did a really good job at this one as well. I think for the same price, bigger size house, you're gonna have a tough decision. Which finishes do you like more? Which carpet do you like more? Do you like the darker hardwood or the lighter hardwood? But that's nice. Another big backyard. You can see some central AC condenser over there. So two very similar homes, priced very similarly in the same neighborhood, which is Ruby Hill. I see a couple more that are kind of outliers aside from that $1.3 million one. I got a 550 and a 530. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath. Let's just go ahead and check that one out as well. See why 530. On the market for 29 days. Almost 1,400 square feet. So just in between the two. The first one we saw was 1,000. The last one we just looked at was 1,600. This is 1,400 here. Listed at 530,000. Looks like we've got a nice paint job. Definitely been updated as well. Got the open concept with the peninsula and bar seating. That's nice. You can tell from this picture already that there is a basement. Got some stairs going down. I like these cabinets. They're a little different. You see a lot of the shaker style cabinets, but these are flat faced, wood grain, huge refrigerator. The only downside here, at least from this picture, it's like if you're somebody or a family that eats dinner at the dinner table, it might not be happening here. It might be more informal with bar seating at the peninsula. Again, wide plank flooring throughout the home, lots of windows, lots of natural light. This one looks like it was completely renovated as well. And these homes built in the 50s don't necessarily suit our needs now in gosh, the mid 2020s. Can you believe we're saying that? It's 2025. So you got a lot of investors that come in, buy these homes. A lot of families may have lived here for a long time. So they sell it for much more than what they bought it for. These investors do these updates, like these tile surrounds in the shower, new kitchens, flooring, and then sell it. This is really cool. I like the basement. This is more of the living area. I might turn some of the space upstairs to dining, but not necessarily. I like the fireplace down there. Looks like we've got a bathroom in here as well. That's where your washer and dryer will go. Wow. Love the color of the tile. Really cool. Very nice. I think out of these three, and seeing a garage, this one might be my favorite just out of these three. Of course it is. It's one of the most expensive ones that's listed for sale right now. Got central air as well. Always got to point that out because it's not extremely common in these older homes. Generally, you'll see swamp coolers on the roofs. Big backyard. Here's that garage slash shop area. Looks like you got a one-car garage. And over here would be, gosh, I could work on your bikes or paint or do anything you want in that space. I'm gonna go back and kind of get a good idea of the distance between here and downtown Denver. I'd say it's probably about 5 or 6 miles. But that's just a handful of homes there in Ruby Hill. We took a quick look around the neighborhood as well, these street views. As you can see, older part of town, nice mature trees. Got some people walking their dogs here along Harvard Gulch Trail. And if we turn down one more of these streets, just to randomly give you an idea of the surrounding area, you're going to see a lot more of the same. Single level, single family homes. Looks like another one for sale there. Generally speaking, at least based on the three we looked at, price points were around $470,000 up to $530,000. So if you are a first-time home buyer, someone who doesn't have kids or want kids, single, married, with the partner, this might be a good area for you if you don't need all that space. If you got a large family, might not be exactly what you're looking for in terms of square footage in a house. That finishes up our little tour of Ruby Hill. And whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, please give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to just have a conversation with you. And until next time, we'll see you around town.